Let's take a look at a really amazing ePortfolio. So this was done by a former global business management student a few years ago, but it has all the elements that you should consider when you are thinking about your ePortfolio. So one of the things that's really important is color. So Fernanda has picked a couple of colors that work really well together. This sort of charcoal black with this mustardy yellow looks really nice together. And also she uses a lot of white space. So white is really important, as well as the colors that are chosen. She's picked a lovely picture of herself. So ideally, it would be nice to have a picture of yourself on your ePortfolio. The other thing to consider is the font size. She's picked a very nice, very clean font, which is easy to read. One more very important thing is that she's also come up with a bit of a headline, a bit of a, oops, what happened here? Okay, so I have to stop. So probably the best way to really look at a good ePortfolio is by looking at a good ePortfolio. So I have this one from Fernanda, which was done about 2 or 3 years ago when she was a student in the Global Business Management program at Centennial. So a couple of things that I want to point out. First of all, look at color. Color is really important. Look at the background. The background has this nice sort of charcoal gray with the yellow. This mustardy yellow looks great together, but she also utilizes white space to make her ePortfolio stand out. Very important. Another thing that's really important is that she has this About Me section. So you should have either an About Me or a home page because you want people to know something about you. She also has a great headline, enabling people and organizations to thrive. And as you start to look at it and you start to think about it, you understand that this is a person that cares about people and she wants to do something in the people area. Really important. Next, this has a number of links to it. Do you need all these links? Well, that's going to depend on you. That's your decision. They're extensive enough that it gives you a lot of information on this particular individual, but you could have less if you so choose. But let's look at hers. So she has education. Now there's a couple of options here. This was done on Google Sites, so you can scroll, or you can click. I like the click option, and I'll show you why, because when you click, you'll see what happens. So when she click on education, what she's done is she's done something that's very smart. She's used a lot of logos. Logos and color make a huge difference in an ePortfolio. Also, she has put all her certificates, all her education here. Again, just like you would in a resume, you do it to the most recent to the oldest. Make sure that you do it that way. That is another really great way to do your education. There's other things that you can do as well, but we're just going to focus on this one for now. The next is experience. Again, in this kind of a linear format, she's got all the logos, and she's actually, which is really interesting, is she's actually got the dates. So she's kind of done a couple of things in this particular page. She's done some branding. She's done some branding up here. She's created a timeline so that you can see where she started and where she is today. And on top of that, she's also got it in a written format. So she's basically used all the different ways you could potentially put experience into an ePortfolio. So it's wonderful. Again, you don't need to do all three. I love the fact that she did, because it gives me a real understanding of who this person is and what it is that she has done that she might be able to do for me. So again, she's got branding statements, and she's got a timeline, and then she's got the actual she's actually got the dates of her experience. Now, this is fantastic as well. Something that I really like to talk about are icons. So she's used some icons to, again, represent some of the things that she's good at. Immediately, I can look at this. So if I just decide to click through, I will see quickly that, oh, she makes ideas. She's kind of an idea person. She also likes targets, and she seems to have some other things that she's interested in. I can interpret this in all kinds of different ways, but it looks like profit loss. It looks like connectivity. It looks like she really understands analytics. So there's a number of different things that I kind of look at when I see the images, but she's also talked to me about what they are. So that's another excellent feature. Volunteering. Fantastic. She's got all the volunteering experience that she has here, and she's put it into, again, into a really nice format, and following, again, very consistent. Another really important element, the consistency. So she's done the branding up here, and she's got the timeline over here, and then she's got it here in a written format. Next is hobbies and interests, again using icons. Icons are visual representations of something that you want someone to see about you. Immediately I get she loves films, she loves yoga, she loves travel, and she loves books. I don't need to read all these other things because I get that in an instance. So that's really good. And then finally, she's got a photo gallery. Now again, I have a lot of students who say, well, I don't have a photo gallery. I don't have anything. But if you do want one, again, that's completely up to you. But if you decide that you would like to have a photo gallery, then look at what's important. See the consistency. See how beautifully she has designed this so that it's a beautiful visual representation of the things that she's been involved in. It's not all in one line. The sizing is about the same. It's okay that some are black and white. She's got a little explanation under it. It really gives me a good feeling when I see this particular ePortfolio. Now, I'll go back to the other way that you could look at it, and you can see how it scrolls as well. That's another option that this Google Sites was allowing her to have. One more thing I'd like to point out, the only thing that I think would have been maybe a little bit better is if Fernanda would have had a contacts page, so that because if I'm just looking at this and I'm clicking through, I probably could miss this little piece over here, which is really part of the most important thing that you should have in an ePortfolio. However, if she could have had it up here as part of her contacts, that would have been better. But again, I think she made the assumption that someone is going to scroll and not click. But in either case, it's an incredible ePortfolio that has all the elements that you should think of and something to really emulate.